The Amazon rainforest is probably the most mysterious place on the planet's surface. 6 million square kilometers of untouched wilderness, so densely forested that you literally can't see what's hidden beneath. But now, scientists have discovered something beneath the Amazon using revolutionary technology. And what they've found changes everything we thought we knew about the history of humanity. Be sure to stick around until the end for the original footage. A warm welcome to you all.
The Amazon in South America, one of the most fascinating and mysterious regions on the planet. Write me in the comments if you've ever been to South America, and if so, where exactly. I look forward to reading your travel stories.
And if, like me, you're fascinated by archaeological discoveries and the mysteries of our planet, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is completely free. You'll never miss out on spectacular research findings again, and you'll be helping me out a lot. And if you've already subscribed, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Maybe we can hit 5,000 likes so the YouTube algorithm shows this video to even more people. Thanks, everyone.
Now imagine flying over the Amazon and seeing nothing but a green sea as far as the eye can see. 390 billion trees stretch out below you, almost 4 times as many as there are stars in the Milky Way. This unimaginable density makes it virtually impossible to see what is happening on the ground. For centuries, the Amazon was therefore considered untouched wilderness, inhabited at most by small hunter-gatherer tribes. This idea shaped scientific thinking for centuries. In 1971, the famous American archaeologist Betty Meggers even wrote an entire book entitled Amazonia, Man and Culture in a Counterfeit Paradise.
Their thesis, the nutrient-poor soils of the rainforest could never have supported large civilizations. A maximum of 0.2 people per square kilometer. Supposedly, nature simply couldn't provide more than that. But why are the soils so nutrient-poor in the first place, when the most biodiverse ecosystem on Earth thrives there at the same time?
The answer leads us to one of the most fascinating cycles on the planet. Every year, winds carry 28 million tons of Saharan dust across the Atlantic directly into the Amazon. This African fertilization provides the rainforest with vital nutrients, but the extreme rainfall immediately washes these nutrients away again. The trees have therefore specialized in absorbing the nutrients at lightning speed before they disappear. The soil itself remains nutrient poor, which is actually a nightmare for any farmer. However, since the 1970s, evidence has been mounting that this theory could be completely wrong. In 1977, researcher Ondamar Dias discovered huge man-made earthworks in the Brazilian jungle. Hundreds of such geoglyphs have been found since then.
Geometric structures that were created between the year 0 and 1250 AD. And that was just the beginning. Percy Fawcett, a British explorer, was already convinced at the beginning of the 20th century that somewhere in the Amazon there had to be a lost city Z, as he called it. He undertook a total of 8 expeditions in 1906 and 1925. On the last one, he disappeared without a trace in the jungle. A mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Honestly, it's the perfect plot for a horror movie. An expedition gets abducted by bloodthirsty Amazon aliens. I mean, I'd totally watch that in the theater.
Fawcett had based his findings on historical reports by earlier European explorers. Francisco de Orellana, the first European to travel the entire length of the Amazon, reported in 1541 on large indigenous cities with dense populations, organized armies, and monumental structures. For centuries, this was considered the exaggerated ramblings of a glory-seeking conquistador. Today we know that Orellana was probably right, and we know this thanks to a technology that has changed everything: LIDAR, or light detection and ranging. Helicopters fly about 200 meters above the rainforest and fire millions of infrared lasers downwards. These penetrate the canopy and create highly accurate 3D maps of the terrain below. In 2022, a German research team led by Heiko Prumers published a groundbreaking study. Using Lidar, they discovered 26 archaeological sites in the Llanos de Moxos region of Bolivia, 11 of which were completely unknown. 2 of them turned out to be genuine pre-Columbian cities with monumental architecture, pyramids made of clay over 20 meters high, as large as the Mayan pyramids in Central America. Something like this had previously been considered impossible in the Amazon. These cities were connected by a sophisticated network of roads and canals. A complex water management system connected the city centers with nearby rivers.
The researchers estimated that the entire region could have been home to up to 1 million people before Columbus arrived. But that wasn't all. At the beginning of 2024, another study caused a stir. Stephen Rosin and his French research team had spent decades gathering evidence of a past civilization in the Upano Valley in Ecuador. It was only a Lidar survey of 300 square kilometers that brought the whole truth to light. What they found was, well, there's no other way to put it, breathtaking. Over 6,000 rectangular platforms,
each measuring approximately 20 by 10 meters and 2 to 3 meters high, thousands of abandoned houses grouped around central squares, a gigantic platform measuring 140 by 40 meters, presumably for ceremonial purposes. All connected by a road network that would make any city planner green with envy. One of the roads was over 25 kilometers long.
So back then, they were able to build things that would be impossible in Germany today because of public tenders, bureaucracy, and general incompetence. The dating revealed something astonishing. This civilization existed between 500 BC and 600 AD.
At the same time as the Roman Empire, according to estimates, 30,000 to 100,000 people may have lived here. If the upper estimate is correct, it would have been one of the largest settlements in the world at that time. And what is particularly fascinating is that these civilizations did not use stones like the Maya or Inca, but clay and wood. That is why they have blended so well with the rainforest over the centuries. What Fawcett was looking for was literally under his feet. He was just looking for the wrong materials. The discoveries raise fundamental questions. How were these societies able to use the supposedly infertile Amazonian soil? The answer lies in the so-called Terra, Preta, black earth. This was artificially produced by indigenous peoples by mixing charcoal, bones, compost, and manure into the sterile soil. The charcoal remained stable for centuries, making the soil permanently fertile. Archaeologists are now discovering such Terra Preta soils all over the Amazon, silent witnesses to a highly developed form of agriculture. It is estimated that up to 8 million people lived in the Amazon region before 1500.
What happened to these millions of people? The answer is tragic. The arrival of the Europeans brought a kind of apocalypse upon the indigenous peoples. Smallpox, measles, and other imported diseases, against which they had no immunity, decimated entire populations. By 1900, the population had shrunk to less than 1 million. By the 1980s, only 200,000 indigenous people were still living in the Amazon basin. By the way, I don't mean this as a moral judgment. You often hear, the evil Europeans with their colonialism. But that was simply the course of things, and even the South and Central American peoples conquered each other and fought extremely brutal wars.
The rainforest that we consider untouched nature today is actually a post-apocalyptic landscape. Left untouched by humans for centuries, nature reclaimed the abandoned cities. What we thought was wilderness is actually the overgrown ruins of one of the greatest civilizations in human history. And these findings, obtained using Lidar, are truly mind-boggling, aren't they? The Amazon was not an empty space, but a densely populated area with complex societies, sophisticated agriculture, and monumental architecture. The approximately 100 uncontacted tribes still living in the South American rainforest today may therefore be the remnants of a once much larger civilization.
We are only at the beginning of this discovery. Lidar technology will reveal more secrets in the coming years. Researchers are already planning to survey another 300 square kilometers next to the already explored Upano Valley. Who knows what surprises are still waiting for us there? The Amazon definitely remains the greatest archaeological mystery on our planet. With its low population density today, the ruins of past civilizations have remained undisturbed for centuries. A paradise for archaeologists. It's only a matter of time before the next sensational discovery rewrites the history books once again. And if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe to my channel now. I'll keep you updated on all the findings, I promise, and don't forget to give a thumbs up so we can hit 5,000 likes. And now, we're traveling from the humid, warm Amazon to the bone-chilling cold of Antarctica. There, scientists have received a mysterious energy signal that can't be explained by any known force of physics. What happened there? And have we perhaps found clues pointing to an entirely new kind of physics? You can find out everything about it in the video shown at the top right. Be sure to click on it.
And if you click on the bottom right, you'll find another exciting topic related to science and space. As always, otherwise I'd say see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.